The Interfaith Council has extended the submission of feedback from the public and interested parties in preparation for the reopening of places of worship to the 2nd of July 2020. The Council has, however, said that the reopening of worship centres will depend entirely on the compliance of the government's and Council's directives. The Council, which was inaugurated on the 17th of June this year, says they've developed a roadmap and guidelines of the tasked activities and their implementation. In a consultative meeting earlier this week with over 400 religious leaders, the Council noted the need to conduct regional meetings to incorporate the feedback from Kenyans. They have urged Kenyans to be patient and hold them in prayers.
We are keen to listen to the voice of God, the wisdom of science, and the voices of our faithful in addressing this mandate that has been tasked to us. In this regard, 1, we invite the public to participate in this process by sending feedback through a memorandum to the Council through its email address, simple to remember, interfaithcouncil@interior.go.ke, to reach the Council by the 2nd of July 2020. 2, to ensure the eventual guidelines are in tandem with our faith traditions and the input received, the Council will conduct 10 regional meetings for validation. 3, we also commit to ensure that this is an open and transparent process, and thus have opened a Twitter account for updates on the Council's activities. Twitter handle @InterfaithC20, @InterfaithC20.
Meanwhile, more than 300 pastors and bishops in Nakuru County now want the government to expedite the reopening of places of worship, saying they have complied with the National and Government Ministry of Health guidelines in preventing the spread of COVID-19 in places of worship. The church leaders say the lack of spiritual nourishment and guidance is also responsible for the rise in domestic and sexual violence, as well as moral decay in the country since the start of the pandemic here in Kenya.
If the church, which is an essential place of worship, a place of hope, moral and spiritual guidance, remain crossed, what is the projection in the next few months of teenage pregnancies, home-based and sexual violence, crimes, among others? We can implement the necessary WHO guidelines and influence the population to adhere to the same requirements.